Hello, beautiful creators. So this is my first YouTube live. How exciting is that? Wow. Welcome to my studio. This is Bettina Madini, and I'm surrounded by my art. And so there are many canvases here. So what am I going to talk about today? Well, that was actually, I was just jumping in here, trying this out, and whoops, all of a sudden I'm live. All right, so what contribution can I be to you, and what questions do you have? So here's one of my most recent paintings. It's an oil painting. And maybe I'd just start talking about how do I even begin a painting. Here's another one, very recent. This one is where I was just trying out and playing with alcohol inks. A new medium, sort of new medium, and I was just playing with it and seeing where it takes me, which is very much the space I'm creating from, this curiosity. What am I going to paint today? I love painting trees lately more than ever before, and what is that all about? I received great gifts from trees, and so there's this one tree in Costa Rica that really, I was just talking with a friend this morning, that was such a contribution to me and changed my entire life and changed so many things in my being. And so I love nature. I love the forest more than anything. And also love connecting with, is anybody here? Love connecting with the beings in the forest and the beings in nature. So this is why I love painting it. Sometimes my paintings stay abstract and sometimes beings come in. I've also been creating with 4 other women a beautiful project that I cannot talk about yet, but it's going to come out sometime this year, 2020. So it's a wonderful co-creation, and the space of allowing these paintings to come into the world without confining them too much. Like when I have this idea, I want to paint a tree, I could go 50 million thousand ways, right? How do you paint a tree, and what tree, and how? So what I do is I invite the energy in and I go for it, and I let a painting unfold. So this painting had been on my easel for some time, not quite finished. And I finished it this year and added some more details. So then I knew now it is ready to go into the world. It is complete. And then I also play with other paintings simultaneously, and they are all contributing to each other. Let's say if I go into this universe of alcohol inks and I find, wow, there's this luscious combination of colors that created something, I might go and mix that color in oils or acrylics and add that to a painting that is sitting on my easel, on one of my easels. So if you have any questions for me, and what would you like to find out? What would you like to know? I could also start painting a painting, but then I might be very quiet and you can just watch me. I don't know whether that would be something that you guys would enjoy, yes or no. And yeah, my way of painting is I stay out of the way and allow things to show up. Sometimes I just started a new painting and I started working with the palette knife and with my fingers. And then I might go in with a brush and keep working. And at times I let the paint run down the canvas, very fluid and with a lot of liquid added to them. And I then work with the lines and the shapes and patterns that this creates. So there's a lot. Lately, I've been really enjoying the greens and the deep greens and indigos and diving into these colors. But you see here on this painting, there's also a lot of contrast, which I love too. I love contrast and having areas where there is light and then the dark. Sort of like in the forest when you have this light shining through the canopy and then you see the contrasts with really dark brown tones, dark that is almost black, and then the light next to it and all the yumminess that it creates in between. So I love color, and this is what always gets me going, color. I start with color, just the random color that will invite me. Or maybe I see an image somewhere, and so I still have a pile of images that I saw somewhere, maybe a flower or something that fascinated me, a shape that fascinated me. Sometimes it's shells that I find at the ocean, and they have these beautiful lines that the water has been working forever. And I keep images, just, sometimes I forget about them and I go into my piles. Oh, I'm looking for a book, and then I come across an image, and oh, then is the time. It's just like popping. And there is currently a thing in my world, and I actually made several quote unquote attempts to paint it, and it was not which I was looking for. It did not come out the way I was looking for. And then I know also that it's not the time yet, that I need to wait. Not wait. I'm not sitting in my studio in the corner and I wait. No, not that type of wallflower waiting. But like, I just know, okay, it's not time. I keep creating something different, and then sometimes out of that something different comes that which I was looking for in the beginning. It just doesn't, for me, it doesn't work in this conclusionary way where I decide something and then it shows up exactly the way I think it should. It never does. It never shows up the way I think. It is sort of coming through the back door durch die kalte Küche, which is a German saying, through the cold kitchen. It's like, where nothing is being cooked, it comes into that area where you don't think it comes from. It's there, and I just always trust, and I know it will show up. It just does not work the way I think. So thinking is not a good thing, and so I don't think when I'm painting. Hello, I'm really happy you found this video. I hope that my channel is a contribution to you. And always let me know, what would you like me to talk about? Live painting, yes, I can do this. And people always say, why don't you paint live? But I will not be there for you because when I'm painting, I'm painting. It's not that I'm in the conversational thing that I want to talk a lot. So it would be actually better if you tell me what are you actually specifically looking for? What can I inspire in your universe? And other than that, come to one of my classes where I will be with you and I can demonstrate paintings and how I paint. It's more about how would it actually work for you. My way of painting doesn't have to be your way of painting. How do I start with a blank canvas? I just start. It's more about where have you made the beginning of something into something so significant that you never start. So to take these points of view out is more important for me than how do I paint, or what do I start with. You could take anything, like a leaf, a brush, a twig or whatever, dip it into some paint and start moving it across the paper or canvas. So do you see how, and maybe I make it all too simple. Maybe it's just not that easy, but what if it is? You see what I'm creating from that. I had really, for me, the journey was always more about allowance and no judgment, not judging, because judgment is what is stopping whatever you could create. It stops you in the tracks. Have you ever noticed when the moment you start judging, you start judging what you are doing, is when you stop you, and nobody else can stop you but you. There's nobody else that could possibly stop you. You are that powerful. So when I see something, when I see images, I have tons of images from travels and all that. They are somewhere and I forget about them, of course, but then when I come across them and when the moment is there is this, yes, now. And at times I then have to quickly grab a canvas and start painting. It is that intense, the energy that is moving through, and that very thing that desires to be created. So yes, I'm really glad you found this here. And what contribution can I be to you? What can we all create? And what have you been gathering lately? What strength have you been gathering? You know, are you looking for more creativity? Are you looking at painting? Are you looking at writing? So what space can you create for you? It can be a tiny space. It could be the space of a journal that you could draw in, you could write in. It's that simple. We make it usually way too complicated. It's like, you know, before you can even start writing or before you can even start painting, you have to have had like a 10-year-long education in art. And then all these people who say that you are ready, which my question to you will always be, are you ready now? Were you not all born ready, sort of? It's just that you put all these things into your way so that you will not create, that you will do the other things first. And I still have to say it happens to me too. I create that too, where I first take care of X, Y, Z before I go to the studio. Sometimes the best thing to do is right away in the morning, create, do something, journal, dabble in your notebook, or sing a song to yourself. Start singing, put on music that is inspiring, make it like 10 minutes. It could be as easy as that. And then, you know, when I do this right away in the morning, I might find myself still in the studio 5-6 hours later. All right, I hope this is a contribution. I'm grateful that you are here, and maybe one day I will paint live. Maybe, I don't know. Would it be a contribution? I wonder. Why not? And why would I? Maybe there are other things that interest you more. Let me know. I'm so glad you are watching this. Thank you so much. I'm grateful you are on the earth. And please never give up. Ask a question instead. A question such as, what did I come here to create? What would be fun for me? What would I really enjoy so much? For me, painting is something that I will not give up because I love it so much. And I know what it created for me when I was not painting. It was not fun. So make that space for you. Somewhere, somehow, you can create it. 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and then go up to half an hour. Let me know. How is this working in your life? Thank you. Bye.